Hey everyone, Sam and Chris from Wyvern Kodiak here. Before we get started, like and subscribe, check out some of the other videos and content that we have on our channels. Thanks a lot. At first glance, the Remette Saker Falcon just seems like another frame lock. And don't get me wrong, I love a frame lock. It happens to be my favorite type of locking mechanism in most cases. But as I explored this knife a little bit, I noticed something else that I didn't notice before. And that was the pivot lock. I don't know how I missed it, but I did. Hey everyone, Sam at Wyvern Kodiak, and I'm here checking out the Remette Saker Falcon. Now, I am really a big fan of frame locks. I'm really a big fan of pivot locks too. I've explored several of them, and I really enjoy them. Find them to be a real game changer when it comes to fidgetability of the knife and your ability to add more deployment methods and more unlocking methods is always a welcome area in my book. So when I got the Saker Falcon, I didn't even realize it was a pivot lock. I missed it completely. I don't know how, but I did. So let's take a look at this knife here real quick. So they do a really nice job with the edges on here, chamfering titanium. There's some lightning Ti-Ano over here, which with the pink carbon fiber, I'm not quite sure what they were doing here. It looks like a hodgepodge. I'm not gonna lie. The fit and finish on here, it's high quality stuff, but it doesn't make any sense to me. You know, it's the colorways aren't making any sense to me. That's where I'm going with that. So, getting past that, I guess you can change the drapes in the house if you don't really like them. So let's just keep looking here. But beautiful milling on the edges over here on the chamfers and whatnot. Titanium back spacer with a tucked in lanyard loop. Milled titanium pocket clip, which has a decent ramp on it, has some good spring to it. Probably won't be a bad pocket clip. It does have some lock bar relief cuts right here and more of that wonderful milling, which is a really nice texture. And then it has this button right here. And this is a lockout button. So when the knife is open, you lock it out, and now you can push, you can do whatever. You're not disengaging this knife as long as this is engaged. So a really cool feature as well for those that are nervous that when you're handling the knife that you're going to engage the button accidentally. This is a preventative measure on that. It does have a nice flipper tab with some jimping on it and then jimping on the spine. So let's open this thing up and take a look at this. Beautiful belt satin on a dual grind drop point Tonto with a harpoon. Really nice swedge on here. You've got the flat grind on the front. You've got the hollow on the back here. You have hand satin flats over here. And the blade does come in S45VN. Now, interestingly enough, I have looked and I cannot find anything anywhere on this blade that says it's S45. You know, I tuck mine here under the choil on our blades. So, yeah, I've just, is it tucked? No, it's not tucked in back here or anything. I don't see any markers on it, but Remette doesn't fake their blades. So it's what that says on their website. So I'm going to go with this is S45VN. So, anyhow, back to the knife here. So I really like the way this looks. Beautiful, beautiful profile on this blade. And I always love a good harpoon. So let's do some specs real quick on this. It is 7.32 inches overall. The blade is a 2.99 inch blade. And the weight says 4.8 ounces. Now, this doesn't feel like 4.8 ounces. Honestly, it really doesn't. This feels lighter than that. I'd be hard pressed to believe that that's 4.8 ounces. You know what? I've got a scale over here. I say we weigh it right on camera here. Why not? Let's figure it out together. All right, we're at zeros. 4.4, 4.3. 4.3 ounces. So 4.8 is off on their weighing a little bit. It is a little bit lighter than that. So fair enough. Fair enough. So anyhow, we were doing specs. So size comparisons. We're going to do a Demko AD 20.5. We'll do our Demko Shark Cub. And you can see that it is right in between those. And then we will do our Benchmade bug out, and we'll do a Kaiser drop bear, and it is about the same size. It's about the same size as the bug out. If it's off by a millimeter. It's really not a whole lot of difference there. So that's about Benchmade bug out size. So anyhow, let's check some ergos here. Ergos in hand, 4-finger grip. It is on the smaller side for my big double XL hands, but I do get a 4-finger grip here without a problem. And I am comfortable getting all fingers on the handle. This point right here, I guess you can trigger grip it if you want. It's not really a finger choil, it's a sharpening choil. But if you really wanted to choke up, I guess you could get in there. But I'm telling you right now, my finger is on the blade. So I would be really, really careful if you're going to be putting your finger in the choil here. This is really the safe place to be. And thumb out, go right here. You got a little bit on the jimping. You've got right up into the poon scoop, and I'm locked in. This is really comfortable. I'm not getting any pinch points. I'm not getting any hot spots. And I do feel the clip, but the clip is not hurting me or bothering me in any way, shape, or form. Lockup on this knife is solid. And when you engage this lock here, as I showed you before, I can do this, I can do this, and these locks are not disengaging, so that is also very strong and reliable. The action on this knife is on bearings, and the button lock drops really well. Flipper tab works exceptional. Great detent on this, by the way. Lock bar, plenty of access to the lock bar. You can see that right there with a nice little bit of an angle on there to get the little flat part. So, you know, would have been nice for a little bit of texture there, but really not necessary. There's no slipping or anything like that. Plenty of room to disengage. And a couple shakes and you get that closed. So the hole here, you can do it, but it would have been nice to have this milled back a little bit further and this milled back a little bit further, because I cannot get my thumb in here and I really got to smush my finger into that hole to get it. But when you get it, I mean, it works well, but bigger fingers, smaller hole, there's a joke in there somewhere if you search for it, but it's not super it's not super comfortable to try and get in here. They need a little bit more room. So that's my opinion on that. I'm sure somebody with tiny fingers probably would have a better experience with this. Let's check the pocket clip while we're at it here. We're going to take out our test pants. For those of you new to the channel, I'm going to take the knife and I'm going to put it in the pocket here. I'm going to see how easy it gets into the pocket, how good the retention is, how easy it slides out of the pocket, as well as any long-term damage or fraying that it would do to the edges and seams of the pocket. These are medium thickness jeans that I am using here for reference. So here we go. Let's try this out here. We are in position. We push a little bit of pressure into the pocket. It goes. It sticks out about 1/4 of an inch or so out of the pocket, so it is not full deep carry, but it is pretty deep. That being said, plenty of retention. It is not going anywhere in the pocket, so it is holding quite well. And then coming out of the pocket, same as going in, just a little bit of pressure over the seams, not a whole heck of a lot. Good pocket clip. Is not an outstanding pocket clip. It's not blowing me away, but it is a really good pocket clip. I would have absolutely no qualms about buying this, buying a knife with this quality of pocket clip. So there you go on the pocket clip. So now let's talk about a couple of things that I don't like, because there's not a lot that I don't like about this knife. I really have had a lot of fun with this knife, but you know, and I think I've mentioned them all already at some point or another, maybe not one of them, but so the colorway. This just doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. If you're using this, don't use this. If you're using this, don't use this. They just don't go together. Okay? I mean, if you like it, I guess to each their own. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. It's a strange color combination, in my opinion. So, you know, that's just my own opinion here, and take it for what it's worth. But they have 3 versions of this that I saw. Each one of them has the lightning anno. I guess they're pivot collars. I don't know what they are really, but and then some sort of carbon fiber inlay, and none of them match. They don't make any sense to me. So, you know, I would have rather no carbon fiber at all, and have this, or vice versa, right? Don't have this and then give me the carbon fiber inlay. It makes more sense. The other, let's see, what else did I have on here? Oh, yeah, I had mentioned it before. The holes, right? The hole. There's only one, but both sides really could be milled back a little bit for full exposure. I mean, when you're looking at the knife, you can see that a good portion of that hole is covered right there. And I just cannot get enough access in there to really use it consistently. I think I would rather use the flipper and use the button completely over using the hole. And I typically love reverse flicking knives. So for me, a little more hole access would be ideal. No reversible pocket clip on this, so no lefty love. With a button lock, I would have liked to see them mill out a spot and do a pocket clip here. It would have been a good opportunity to offer lefties this model as well. So that is another thing that I didn't particularly care for on this. The jimping here, it's good jimping. Let me start by saying that this is good functional jimping here. I wish it would have went a little bit further to like right here, right? And you know, a 1/4 of an inch more, just because I'm only on 1 or 2 jimps when I'm locked in over here. Right? I'm not using a whole lot of this, so right here would have really locked me in nice, because I can slide on this smooth surface right here. So that's again, personal opinion, may not bother you, but I am a jimping snob, and I'm gonna call jimping out each and every time, and that's just the way I am. Last thing is, I would love to see Remette offer a bigger model. You know, this is a medium-sized knife. It's not a small knife. It's certainly not a full-size large knife, but I would like to see something around 8 inches. Another half inch, a little more than a half inch, 3/4 of an inch of knife here. Offer it with a good finger choil on here, because I mean, I'm good here. I have no other handle ability here. There's no real other good grips to have. This is sketchy as all hell. And personally, I would just love to have that, a bigger knife. And I think Remette has got a real opportunity to hit the market on that, in my opinion. Other than that, you know, it's a good knife. It is. It's a fun knife. It's a good knife. Just a few little details that I think they can improve to make this knife outstanding. So, what do you guys think? Would love to know what your thoughts are on this knife. Does it look interesting? Do you have one? And what do you think about this colorway? Are you guys with me on this? To me, this just looks a little weird. Pink carbon fiber and then lightning anno. So feedback is always appreciated. Do me a favor, like and subscribe. Join us on Wednesdays live in the Dragon's Lair. That is a YouTube live show. And follow us on Instagram at Wyvern Kodiak. And if you're interested in any Remette knives, do me a favor, check the description. We do have an affiliate link there. It helps the channel out greatly, and we would greatly appreciate that you use our affiliate link if you're interested in buying any Remettes. Again, it would help us out, and everything that we get will be reinvested into the channel for all of you. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video. I appreciate everybody's time, and you all have a great day.